I personally have been asked a lot of questions about how the economy is impacting giving and what we should all be doing, and there are no easy answers for what we're facing. My main piece of advice has been universally that now more than ever, people want to be participants in something that brings good news. They want to participate in something that makes all of this feel like it's temporary, because united in our humanity for helping and being part of community is actually far more meaningful and more powerful than this challenge that we're facing right now. And so, keep in touch with the donors that you have. Take very good care of the people that you have. Continue to tell your story. Continue to have opportunities to volunteer. Continue to be clear about the chances that people have to make a gift. And shying away from talking about, who we are and what we do and the impact that we have in the community will make people feel like perhaps we're not needed. So keep yourself visible. Keep yourself talking about the impact that you have rather than the fear that you have as an organization or the hard decisions that you're making. It's not that we shouldn't be realistic or candid with our donors. I just think people, they're very, very hungry for that crumb of good news and the knowingness that they can participate in creating it. So, staying in front of people, taking good care of the donors that you have, doing very thoughtful cash flow projections, and being aware that, again, on a trend level, this crisis being a little bit different, but knowing that giving, even in hard times, at least stays constant. It's not that people completely shy away, it's that they need a little more time. They might, need to wait until see, and we heard a few weeks back, lots of people needing to wait till after the election until they could kind of sense what type of, either personally or at a national level, kind of what was going to be going on. And I think it's reasonable for folks to need more time, to need more information. They might want to be aware of your strategic plan or what your savings are, or what your portfolio looks like if you're fortunate enough to be an organization with a portfolio. Folks want information that they've not always asked for, and part of that is that we have to be prepared to provide it, and secondarily we have to continue to provide it in the assumption that all of this is available all the time anyway, FYI, and it's so great that people are more interested in our books and in our planning and our details than they have been in the past. And the other piece of advice we've been giving to people from NDOA is to, check in with anybody that you have a multi-year commitment from, be it a campaign pledge from an individual or from a funder. See if they have any variances to their payment plans so that you can then be prepared, and just give people the space they need to air any concerns, ask any questions, and we, as hard as this is sometimes, especially when we're facing tough decisions about daily expenses and staffing and expansion, let people take the time they need to make the decisions they need to make about their giving. And if that means they have to adjust their payment timeline or move a pledge around, we will be far better 5, 10, 20 years from now if we approached this with collaboration and humanity than tapping our fingers on the table and being very, very nervous and anxious and, gosh, we really need it by December 31st because that's the end of the budget year. And, that may or may not be the end of somebody's budget year in their mind. So, I think the shift in the economy provides a great opportunity for folks to look at where there might be collaborations. I had a couple of people mention to me that they have these like gigantic office spaces, and now they're looking or have secured, a subletter, somebody who's a single contractor to, rent out 500 square feet of office space within their huge building. So folks are getting very creative about, okay, well, maybe we're going to do our holiday card, via email this year, which is also good news for the environment, but also, saves on printing and postage. And we're seeing one organization that normally has a pretty schwanky annual kind of holiday party for their volunteers and donors is having a big potluck in their office. They still wanted to have the gathering because it's important to stay in touch with people. Again, to keep telling your story, keep letting them know you're here, you're not going anywhere, you can count on us. But $4,000 in catering just didn't seem like a good way to spend resources anymore, but folks still want that chance to come together. So, what are the ways that you can continue to authentically do what you do and be who you are, but maybe trim back a little bit? And, frankly, I think donors, as well as foundations, have been really open to seeing that you're being realistic about the economy, and being creative about how you solve those problems. And, of the places where I'm a donor rather than the development person, I've been really impressed with how open the communication has been, and that will keep me loyal far for a very long time, beyond if there had never been any wrinkles and the perfect annual report had continued to arrive at my desk. The email from the CEO that says, we've been through tough times before. Here's 2 examples of when we faced a challenge and this organization stayed focused and rose above it, and you can count on us, and please continue to participate and make a gift. That'll keep me around a whole lot longer than the perfect auction. So stay in touch with people, stay optimistic, make smart decisions, look for efficiencies where you can have them, but keep having fun. Keep giving people the opportunity to join you in making the world a better place. Now more than ever, our missions are so critically, vividly needed in the community, and we just can't decide in advance what people will and will not do. So tell your story, tell it well, tell it joyfully, and it will all still come to you. It just might take a little longer.